Ciao, Bellezza here from Mike's Organic Cafe. Today I'm making the Italian classic dessert known as cannoli, using healthy organic ingredients so you can enjoy it and feel good knowing you ate a healthy dessert. Gather these ingredients: 500 grams unbleached white baker's flour, 1 pinch of sea salt, 60 grams of unsalted butter cut into pieces at room temperature, 80 grams white or brown erythritol sugar substitute, 1 tablespoon cacao powder, 1 tablespoon ground espresso coffee, 1 tablespoon cinnamon, 2 medium eggs lightly beaten, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar. Italians love to use alcohol in the desserts, but I'm an organic cook and won't be ingesting estrogen, so I'll be using water. 2 tablespoons organic baker's syrup to help the dough combine easier, since we're not using conventional cheating ingredients like processed junk sugar. Coconut oil for frying, and 2 egg whites. For the filling, 2 tubs of ricotta cheese draining in a sieve over a bowl, around 300 grams of monk fruit icing sugar substitute, and 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, alcohol free. And I have these stainless steel tubes to wrap the cannolis, and a sifter container with monk fruit sweetener for the end. Step 1. First, place a wok with enough coconut oil on the stove so the cannolis can float. Then, place the butter, sugar, cacao, coffee, cinnamon onto the flour and salt in the dough mixer bowl and turn on low to combine. Then mix in the whole eggs, apple cider vinegar, and add the syrup and continue to churn. Then add 1 tablespoon of water at a time until the dough forms. Add around half a cup of water to make it more doughy so it doesn't break up. I made that mistake. Step 2. I know what you're going to say. Cannolis aren't dark, but remember we're using natural organic ingredients, so the coffee and cacao should make it a little darker. If it's too light, it means it's made with processed chemicals. When it finally turns into a dough, squish it together into a ball with your hands while it's still in the dough mixer bowl. Then grab a sheet of cling wrap, place it on the bench, then transfer the dough onto it. Grab another sheet of cling wrap, the same size, place it on top of the dough and squish it together more firmly. Then transfer it to a bowl, covering it with a tea towel for at least 30 minutes. You can see my dough is still too dry, but I wet my hands and kneaded it longer. Step 3. Here's my dough rested. Adding enough water to it made it like a wet dough. When you poke it, it's springy. Now take it out of the cling wrap and roll it into a very thin sheet, 3 to 4 millimeters. If it's too hard to make that thin, don't worry, because when we use the cutters, we'll re-knead the circles to make them even thinner. If you have a pasta machine, it might be easier to roll it out. You can use it for this step, rolling the dough into several long thin strips, but like I said, I broke mine. I don't know how, but it's fine. Just grab a rolling pin and do it that way. This is the part that takes time, which makes the pasta roller much easier to use, but oh well. Get a good forearm workout in and you can strengthen your bones a bit. Step 4. Pour enough coconut oil into a deep pot, then turn it on high if you haven't already. I'm using a deep wok filled halfway. You need to submerge them so they cook evenly. Step 5. Cut the dough into circles big enough to fit at least 3/4 of the mold. We want decent sized filling cannolis, not to eat a lot of empty calories to fuck up our hormones. If you have cutters like these, use them, otherwise grab a cup around the same size and cut with a knife around it. Then knead the circles individually to make them even thinner. Step 6. Place a cannoli mold in the center of the dough circle. Then brush one end with egg white, then roll the other side onto it. You don't need too much, just for them to stick together. I made another mistake applying both sides of the cannoli with egg wash, because when I rolled it, one side was on the mold and it acted as a lube while frying and made the mold fall off the cannoli, and it didn't stay circular. But it's still edible, so don't throw it away. I'll show you 3 and just repeat the process until you have no cannoli dough left. This recipe is meant to yield 40 cannolis, but again using processed ingredients and making tiny ass cannolis. I was able to get 15. I made decent sized ones and trust me, 1 or 2 will fill you up because they're not empty calories. Step 7. When the oil heats up, you're ready to start frying. You can fry the dough while it is still on the mold, so don't worry, they'll just get hot. Fry the shells 3 or 4 at a time, depending on how many molds you have. They will not float because the cannoli mold has a hole in it, but don't worry, they will be submerged so they cook evenly. Wait 4 to 5 minutes until they're dark brown. Trust the organic cooking process, the ingredients know what they're doing. Set your oven alarm for 4 minutes. Then while they fry, grab a baking tray, fill it with paper towels, then place a drying rack on top, then place it on the workspace. Then go back to the frying cannolis, and when the alarm goes off, see if they've browned. If not, leave them for another minute. Otherwise, place them on a plate with a paper towel. Then place the fried shells to drain on the cooling rack. Do not attempt to touch them with your hands and remove the inner mold, they're hot as fuck. This is the one I messed up, but I'll eat it because this cook made me hungry. Step 8. When the shells cool, the cannolis should easily slide off. Leave the cannolis on the cooling rack to drip dry more, then repeat the process with the remaining cannoli circles. Here are the cannolis, all fried. I messed up 2 and overcooked a few because my coconut oil temp got too hot, so make sure yours stays at a medium heat. Now we make the cannoli filling. The ricotta should be drained nicely, it'll leave a thicker cheese, so empty the drained liquid into the sink, then place the ricotta into a mixing bowl, add the sweetener and vanilla extract, then with the back of a metal spatula push the mixture and mix it to make like a creamy texture. It won't take long because the ricotta is so soft. Final step is to assemble the cannolis. Step 1. The shells are cool, so spoon the ricotta filling into a large freezer bag and cut one corner large enough to fill the cannoli hole in one shot and repeat with each cannoli shell. This was a mistake, here's a better way. Grab a large piping bag, the hole isn't as small as I thought. It's actually perfect for the cannolis, so fill the piping bag with the ricotta mix and pipe away. Any overfill can be easily removed. The first method worked but was sloppy, so it's up to you which you prefer. Or maybe I cut the freezer bag hole too big. If you don't have a piping bag, do the freezer method. Gorgeous Italian cannolis, remade using healthy, nutritious organic ingredients, and the ricotta has so much protein that you can have it post-workout. They taste so good. I'll pipe the rest and show you the end. Be seeing you. Ciao for now.